Celtic 9 is back, the 25-26 season. I'm your host, Ray McDade, and today's guest is Lewis Morgan. Welcome to the aftermath of Kairat Amati 0, Celtic 0, Kairat win 3-2 on penalties after a horrifying watch of 120 minutes of football. After 4 hours of football, Celtic couldn't score. You couldn't put...
I feel like if the result was good, this video would not have been made.
If the result was good, no, it wouldn't have probably. The next day, maybe, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'd have just waited a bit, but it's like something's got to be said, I suppose.
Something's got to be said because there's going to be a lot of questions asked, Lewis. And I said to you yesterday on the podcast, I don't have a lot of hope for this team. And exactly what happened. You could copy and paste last week's game at Celtic Park to tonight because we couldn't score all week again. We couldn't.
Yep, and then the Kairat goalkeepers both times. Well,
No.
If you count every Kairat goalkeeper every time, they all were pretty decent as well, at least.
But still, Lewis, the chances we had were like poor.
Yeah, as I was about to say, none of the shots even looked as if they were going to be threatening, even if there was a line goal.
And the chance Diaz had in the last minute of the game, Ruslan, we're all expecting him to put in the back of the net. Again, he doesn't put away. Last week he had a chance to put it in the net, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He didn't do it. The Scottish Cup final, he didn't do it as well. It's quite kind of worrying how the decline of Diaz has been.
From last season.
Because...
You can do it 5 minutes. I won't be long. Sure, man. I said 5 minutes. Little brothers, am I right?
No wise, no danger.
It's not the same as if my Azer's small purple patch was a small purple patch.
It seems like it because... Honestly, last season he was undroppable. You know, he was like running miles ahead of like everybody else in the league as player of the season.
And that's the thing, he hasn't even ran as much this season. He could just be absolutely knackered.
That's exactly what I said to Ruslan during the game. Maeda at points of the game was just jogging. He wasn't pressing. You know, he's not pressing the way he does.
Yeah.
And of course, that team out there in Lewis should be well and capable of beating, the same as last week, should be well and capable of beating a team that is as low as that in the UEFA.
Yeah, and from Kazakhstan.
Yes.
However, I want to put like an even worse negative point to this. We're not done with Europe just yet. Now we have to watch Celtic in the Europa League with these performances.
Honestly,
it never ends.
It never ends.
Never.
It never. Honestly, I have considered not going to Europa League games because they don't deserve our money. They don't.
It's like the Simpsons thing where Homer says, where Bart says, "Oh, this is the worst day of my life," and then Homer says, "It's the worst day of your life so far."
Yeah, because we've got the Europa League come, and I'm telling you, people say, "Oh, we can have a great run in Europa League because this is the kind of squad we are." We competed against Bayern Munich less than 6 months ago.
And let's think back to the times of Cluj.
Yeah. And Lewis, we were talking about the great Twitter question we had yesterday on the podcast. The reminder of Brendan Rodgers last season. We got knocked out by AK Athens and we had the poor run in Europa League. We get beat off of Valencia in the knockouts or something with Neil Lennon in charge. But anyway, the point was, this is get the exact same script all over it, Lewis. Exact same. And
I think I could genuinely see Rodgers either resigning or being... you obviously can't see me, so I'm going to put up air quotes, sacked.
Yeah. But
oh, that timing. If Rodgers does get sacked, who's coming in as a replacement? It's just going to be Lenny Ball again.
Of course, because it's the cheap option. And I'll go to Ruslan. What did you take from them penalties? Because I said to him, see, so like, if it was going to penalties, I'm not watching it because I hate watching penalties. And I knew exactly. I was like, Ruslan, we're going to watch it. See, the first 2 penalties went the same way. Like, there was no... Yeah. I said to Ruslan, I was like, Adam Ida missed, right? And I knew he was going to miss because he's hopeless, right? He can't score.
It's like a fucking donkey.
He put it right. He couldn't put it better once myself. Ruslan, you could not put it better.
You seen the one
This is why we bring him on.
wasn't even jogging there. Not at all.
If you don't laugh, honestly, if you don't laugh,
We need to get Rosanna on more regularly.
Oh, aye. He tells the truth. He just tells it.
Says it like it is.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't put it any better, Ruslan, because Adam Ida came on and done nothing. He then missed a penalty, and then Luke McCowan thought, "Oh, I'll go the same way as him because maybe the goalkeeper go the other way." The exact same style of penalty, the goalkeeper thought, "He's going to do it again."
And then something I noticed is Schmeichel dived too early every single time and left the middle right open. So you can see, obviously, the Kairat players had been told before the match, go down the middle.
Yep. And the Celtic get lucky. They get away with the Adam Ida miss because the guy tried to Panenka and it went in the bar.
Yeah.
He got away with it. But that whole 120 minutes, even the commentators were taking the mick out of Celtic. Will Celtic ever score? No, they didn't. They couldn't score all year.
I was watching had French commentators and they kept calling McGregor Paul McGregor.
I'd rather whoever's Paul McGregor is, if he's a footballer, bring him in.
I don't think he is. I think it's just maybe the name Callum doesn't exist in France.
Probably, but I think there's going to be a big question. I said to Ruslan, like, I hope the fans look at this and go, we've had this coming. The board, I'm not trying to repeat ourselves, Lewis, but the point is the board played with fire.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all the time I've got because I can only do this quite quickly.
That's fine.
The next episode I'll have a lot to say.
That's fine. But me and Ruslan will continue. So thanks, Lewis, for coming on. And Ruslan, so the board played with fire, and we didn't get. We just got what we got flung right back in our faces. The board got it flung. And we've got these two signings coming in, which will be the more a winger and a left back. And I said to you during the game, if I was the players coming into this club and looking at that result, and I said to Lewis yesterday in the podcast, you're going to see the biggest amount of panic buying signs because a lot of players were relying on Celtic coming into the Champions League, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Celtic should be looking for players that are going to come into the club from Celtic, not just the Champions League. I know it's a big thing, but do you know what I mean? If a player doesn't want to come to Celtic, move on to the next player. And I'll let you take it away, Ruslan. I'll just sum up that game tonight.
So, let me start. Well, ever since his jaw has been off since the injury last season.
Yep.
He wouldn't
100%.
want to play again because of his team.
100%. I mean, you really miss creativity in that park. There was nothing. Ruslan came into my house. We were into my house with about 20 minutes gone in the game, and he said that as soon as he watched 2 minutes of the game, there's no pace. There was nothing. It was a copy and paste, exactly what I said 2 minutes ago of last week's game at Celtic Park, except from it was 120 minutes, and then the penalties were poor as well. I knew we weren't going to win. Like it was clear as day. The failure of just not getting players in, the failure of Rodgers not getting this done. And yet, Rodgers, we can blame the board all we want, but Rodgers as well has got to take some stick, Ruslan, because, as I said, that team is well and capable of beating a team that's lower than some Scottish Championship teams.
Definitely.
And all credit to the team as well, Kairat, because obviously they've done really well against us, but the point is, we should be winning. We should be, I mean, as Lewis said, like we had
our chances.
But Maeda, that is the big chance of the game. 90th minute, again, 90th minute in the cup final, again last week at Celtic Park as well. It could be a lot of different sitting here if we won, but we've just got to tell it straight. And not often would I come on and after a game, especially if we got beat and talked about it, but we've got it because this is our instant reaction to this game because how bad we've gotten because, we won at the weekend against Livingston, but we're doing well in the league. But we've got Rangers on Sunday, who turn up to games like this, turn up to derbies. So I said it was a big week on the podcast, just a big week for Celtic. We're out of the Champions League. We could get beat off Rangers on Sunday. Imagine that for a week. So that's what I'm saying. But terrible tonight, absolutely shambles. Rodgers has to look at himself and go, like, what went wrong? But the board as well, like, listen, I'm not taking any criticism away from Rodgers, but at the end of the day, Rodgers and the board, like, they are going to get it. I mean,
I would have to agree with that, man.
It is terrible. I mean, that's just summed up this stat. the tie was goalless after 210 minutes of football. 210 minutes. I mean, it's absolutely shocking. The board and Rodgers and some of them players can get out the door. See, some of them players don't belong at Celtic. You know, you can talk about across the city, right, and laugh at them, right, because obviously a few players are leaving and don't want to be at the club and stuff, and the results. But see, when we look at ourselves, it is. I mean, see, like that first half, like the whole 90 minutes, we struggled to create a chance. Almaty had chances. If they were a better side, I said to you, Ruslan, they would have scored, would have been behind, and would have been put out. But I mean, I'm just going to take a quick look on Twitter real quick to see if we get any more reactions before we end the post-match reaction of this game. So we've missed 7 out of 12 Champions League campaigns because we can't get through teams like this. I can name you teams we've put on this guy on Twitter: Maribor, Malmo, Athens, Cluj, Ferencvaros, Midtjylland, and now Kairat. There's zero excuses. Chris Sutton, the gamble didn't pay off, turning phone off. That's what I would like to do. Someone needs to lose their job over that. No ifs, no buts. A 50 million gamble was made and lost. Who's walking? I think a lot of people need to look at themselves, Ruslan. I think a lot of players, especially. I think Rodgers, of course, he has to look at himself and go, how could we not get past this team? They set up the same way most teams in the Premiership play against us, Ruslan. But we're in the Europa League now. So it draws on Friday. And suppose we'll give you a reaction to that one. How we get in the Europa League, which is lovely. So yeah, 2 Scottish clubs, more than likely Rangers will be in Europa League as well. And honestly, it's like I said it earlier on. Like, this was a make or break in our season. Yes, we could go on and win a treble, Ruslan, right? We could. That's fantastic, right? But you've seen how well we done against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Everybody knew we only had 1 or 2 players. And now look where Kyogo left, never replaced him. Kuhn left, never replaced him. And now we're only getting the players in after we get beat. So there's your answer. Celtic knocked out the Champions League. Penalties 3-2. But yeah, if you are watching the live on Twitch, please hit that follow and subscribe and like on the Celtic Mind YouTube channel. And thanks very much for Ruslan coming on as well.
See you.